Welcome back, PokeWizards. In this video, we're going to cover 15 Pokemon cards whose values have actually declined a lot in the past year. And when you look at Pokemon cards, these cards' values have been rising. In fact, cards have doubled in value on average in just the past year alone. And so it is surprising that some cards are even less valuable than a year ago, and we're going to cover those here. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Make sure you follow along because we are bringing data to Pokemon. Number 15 is the 21 Pokemon Sword and Shield Fusion Strike Espeon VMAX. This one is a full art secret rare in a CGC 9.5, which is their gem mint. This card sold for $295 in December, which is not a bad price. However, you can see that just a year ago, this card was selling for $444. That means this card has lost 34% of its value in just the last 12 months. That is unbelievable. Keep going. Number 14 is 1997 Pokemon Japanese Topsun Moltres Greenback. This one in a PSA 10 just sold for $325 in October. There's only 31 PSA 10s in the population, which is pretty rare. However, a year ago, this card was selling for $492, meaning in just 12 months, this card has also lost 34% of its value. Card number 13 is the 1997 Pokemon Japanese Topsun Magikarp with the blue back. In PSA 10, there's only 11 of these. This is a rare card. Only 11 in PSA 10. It just sold in November for $468, which is down from $714 just 1 year ago. So this card is down 34% as well. Card number 12 is a 2002 Pokemon Legendary Collections Charizard. This is the box topper reverse holo. This is a great looking card. When I find Pokemon cards that I love, I'll probably go out and try and buy this one. This is in a BGS 9 and it sold for $1,780 just in October. But a year earlier, it was selling for $2,880. So this card has lost 38% in value during a time where most Pokemon cards have doubled in value. Now, I'm not sure if it's because BGS is not as popular as CGC in the Pokemon space for grading, but that is an interesting card to look at. Card number 11 is the 2024 Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Surging Sparks Latias EX Special Illustration Rare. I love these when they're in a CGC 10 pristine. That means it's perfect pristine condition. This card sold in November for $835, but it was just 1 year earlier that this card was selling for $1,400. Meaning this card is 40% less valuable than it was just 1 year ago. Card number 10 is the 1997 Pokemon Japanese Topsun Moltres Blueback. This one in a PSA 10, there's only 14 PSA 10s out there. This one just sold in November for $564. However, 1 year earlier, it was selling for $998, meaning this card has lost 43% of its value, but almost half the value. Number 9 is the 1997 Pokemon Japanese Topsun Vileplume Greenback. This one in a PSA 10, there's only 22 of these that have been graded PSA 10. This just sold for $126, which seems like a reasonable price. But a year earlier, it was selling for $225, meaning this card has lost 44% of its value in just the last year. If you have any thoughts as to why some of these cards are losing value, leave your notes in the comments, because Pokemon cards have been increasing in value for quite some time here. Number 8 is the 2021 Pokemon Sword and Shield Fusion Strike Espeon VMAX. This one in a BGS 10, so this is the Beckett grading 10 pristine, full art secret rare, sold for $780. There is only 80 of these in population, but that is down from $1,400 not even a year ago. That looks like it was about June or July. This card has lost 44% of its value in roughly just 6 months. Card number 7 is the 2023 Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Paradox Rift Roaring Moon EX. This one in a CGC 10 is a great looking card. This just sold for only $76. There's only 26 of these in CGC 10, But you can see a year ago, this was selling for $142. This card has lost 46% of its value in just 1 year alone. Number 6 is the 2024 Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Surging Sparks Alolan Exeggutor EX. This one in PSA 10. This is wild because there's 2,838 of these graded in PSA 10. So obviously the more modern Pokemons are getting more popular. People are grading them. It just sold for $110 when a year ago this was selling for $205. This card has lost 46% of its value, and there's tons of sales of this one, so this is a pretty consistent drop in price. We're in the bottom 5. 1997 Pokemon Japanese Topsun Omanyte. We're going to go with greenback PSA 10. There's only 16 of these, making this a pretty rare card. In September, it sold for $145, when a year ago it was selling for $300, making this card 52% less value. We're starting the cards that have been cut in half in just the last year. Number 4, it's the 2004 Pokemon EX FireRed and Leaf Green Gengar X. This is a holo in BGS 9. There's only 82 of these that have been graded BGS 9. This sold in November for a whopping $1,600, which seems like a lot. Except a year prior, this card sold for $3,480, making this card 54% less valuable than it was even less than a year ago. Card number 3 is the 21 Pokemon Sword and Shield Evolving Skies Noivern V in a CGC Pristine 10, which is pretty awesome. This is the alternate full art card. It sold for $137 in December. And a year prior, it was selling for $300. You can even see it went up as high as about $500. But we'll use the $300 price. This card is 54% less valuable than it was just 1 year ago. Card number 2 is the 2024 Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Surging Sparks Pikachu EX. This is a pretty popular card. This one in the special illustration rare CGC 10. There's only 51 10s out there, but this one sold for $420 when a year ago this card was selling for $930, making this Pikachu card now 55% less valuable than it was just 1 year ago. If you made it all the way to card number 1, leave a Pikachu Lightning Tail in the comments and I'll hit you back with a Charizard Fire. But number 1 is the 2024 Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Surging Sparks Hydreigon EX. This is the special illustration rare in PSA 10. Again, with these 2024 cards, there's 3,000 of these that have been graded PSA 10. This one last sold for $108. But a year ago, this was selling for $262. And look how many sales there have been. You can just see the steady decline of this specific card. This one is 59% less valuable than it was just 1 year ago. If you have any guesses as to why this is happening to these cards while most other Pokemon values are soaring, let us know in the comments. We'd love to talk about it. And make sure you watch one of these videos next because we made it and YouTube thinks you're going to love it. We'll see you there.